Good to see you all. Hope you all doing great. Climb on in, climb on in. Come on in, come on in. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. Let's talk about eating right. That's the topic of today. One of the main situations that is going on in this country and that is causing lots of problems is the food. The food is causing major problems. And it's going to be very difficult for people to be able to get the proper information when the things you eat are a part of the economical system. And so the food is a part of the economical system in the United States, and you really can't expect them to be able to just switch over and destroy the economic system. What are some remedies and things to heal stomach ulcers? The first thing you have to do to heal anything is change the way you're eating, because there's nothing can help you if you're constantly consuming what caused the ulcer. Then it cannot be healed. And so there's nothing you could do for your uncle if he doesn't change his eating habits. There's nothing can be done. Can't be healed. Can't be healed. And even if he helps it a little while and he remains the way he was eating, it's going to stay like that, because he has to realize that something gave him ulcers. The best way to get rid of the ulcers is to stop doing what you did to get the ulcers. If you got high blood pressure, the best way to lower your blood pressure is to stop using what gave you high blood pressure, and your blood pressure automatically will go down. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Yeah, nothing is going to work. Nothing is going to work, because he's going to keep eating the same way he wants to eat, and he hasn't, obviously he's not dealing with reality, and he's on his way to something worse than the hospital. He's not dealing with the reality. I mean, he doesn't want to deal with the reality. He wants to have his cake and eat it too. Ginger tea is not going to do anything. Nothing's going to do anything. Nothing's going to help him. Because when he changes the way he's eating, the new food that he's going to eat is what's going to heal him. Okay? If you're eating this and it's giving you ulcers, but when you eat this and stop eating that, then that's going to automatically cure the ulcers. It's like more simple than people think, G-Rock. People, it's more simple than they think. It's like something's giving you the problem, and the first thing is eliminating what's giving you the problem. And once you eliminate what's giving you the problem, the problem is going to go away. Now, there's things could help it go away quicker after you change, but there's nothing that could fix it. Okay, like say you got a car and you know it's always nails in the alley, and you keep driving the alley, get a flat, and you say, Pharaoh, how can I stop getting a flat tire? It's like you got to stop driving in an alley that's got all the nails. So, G Rod, that was a great question because uh, people don't really understand uh, the basics of health. You were born with a perfect body, and then you destroy the body. And you could talk to him, but it's him. And if he's fine with having ulcers, and until he realizes he doesn't want to have ulcers anymore, and he faced the fact that he is burning holes in his stomach, basically. And if he doesn't face that, there is nothing that he could put in there and then put the same stuff that did it back on top of that. It's like if I got a big bruise on my hand and I put alcohol on it and it burns. Then it stops burning. I put like some shea butter or something on it and say, oh man, that's stopped the burning. But then later I pour more alcohol on it and I keep saying, oh man, it's burning. Oh man, it's burning. You keep pouring alcohol on it. How can I stop it from burning and still pour alcohol on it? And that's basically what an ulcer is. It's like sores. And then you're putting food on the sores that's making the sores. And people don't understand that, you know, you are creating these sicknesses in your body because what you're eating is making the sickness. And the opposite of that won't only make the sickness, but the opposite of that will help cure the sickness. So you're not eating the cure, you're eating the cancer, you're eating the diabetes, you're eating the congestive heart failure, the stroke. And G-Rod, we can't get people to realize that. And the major problem, you all, is we can't get people to decide and take that balance seriously. People do not take the balance seriously. That's the biggest problem. That people don't really think ahead. It's like having a son and you buy him a car and he's just driving the car like he's crazy. Every time I look up, he's got a traffic ticket, he's running red lights. And you tell him, son, you got to drive the car like you got some sense. You'll be in a bad car accident or whatever. You're going to end up hurting some people, have to pay a lot of money. And the son doesn't listen. So then the son goes out there and one day gets in an accident and he loses his leg. And it's not until he loses his leg before he realized that he was just blowing off the idea of a serious accident. So what I mean by balance is until your uncle is able to really balance out the results of not taking care of himself, until he could really think about how he's going to end up, because most people, they don't have any balance. When I mean balance, they, for every action there's a reaction, and you have to balance that. Like, if I do this, okay, boom, I'm gonna tip the scale this way. So if I go out here and do a bunch of crimes, okay, I'm doing a bunch of crimes, And here's the crimes. Here's a good life. Here's crimes. Here's a bad life. Here's a good life. Crimes go up. Life condition goes down. Prison. So you have to balance that. Oh, you can eat what you want to eat, but this is where your life is going to go. Now you either go, your life is going to go down because you want to eat what you want to eat, and so people don't balance that. They don't balance. They don't think, oh, you know what? If I can't walk, my whole life changes. If I lose my health, let me think about the real results of losing my health. I could lose my home. I haven't paid for my home. What's going to happen if I can't go to work? Am I going to get enough disability, whatever, and that's the balance. You have to think all these things through. You actually have to think, this could kill me. This could kill me. This could make me not be able to function at a certain age. I'm 67. I have to think every day, what am I gonna do to make it to 70? I can't just and make it to 70. You have to work to stay alive. Staying alive is something you have to actually concentrate on. You actually have to think about staying alive. You can't just live. You have to think about staying alive. You actually have to think about staying alive. And if we can get our young black men to do that, they wouldn't be in gangs. They wouldn't be getting shot. They wouldn't be in prison for 30, 40 years because they're not thinking about staying alive, staying free. Then they're in court. The judge say, okay, 30 years. Now you want to fall out and cry faint because he had no balance. And so it's nothing that we can do, G-Ra, with people that don't concentrate on the consequences. And that's why I can't stand that statement, you're going to die anyway, because that's a false statement. You're not going to die anyway. You're missing a lot of steps. You're here, you say you're going to die anyway. What about all these years in the nursing home? What about all these years on dialysis? What about that part before you die? It die, you're trying to cheat and think, oh, I'm just going to die so I ain't going to. No, you can end up being sick for decades. 20 years in a nursing home, 15 years in a nursing home, bed sores and stuff. Purgatory, basically, suffering. It's very serious. And when you are eating food or buying anything, you have to think about the business that you're getting it from. And you have to think, hey, they making money, so I cannot trust them. They're making money. So to depend on them to be honest, to depend on the plastic industry to say, we're going to stop selling this plastic. Too many people are getting full of plastic in their body. They're not going to do that. Let me show you. I give you a perfect example. This is the best example I could give you. If this doesn't wake you up, I don't know what to tell you. This is the best example I can give you. This is the most crazy example in America that people overlook. I'm telling you, this is the most craziest thing. This is like in the top craziest things in America. And welcome everybody. Glad you came over. Stay positive and support the channel. Now watch this. Now y'all tell me what you think about this. This sums up your health. This is what you're facing, especially in America, when it comes to your health. This just sums up business. Now look at this. They actually sell that and tell you it's going to kill you. They actually sell you this. And right on the box, it says, listen, smoking causes lung cancer, not might. It doesn't say might. Look, smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, and may complicate pregnancy. And sold it to you. And talking about they got a war on drugs. Because drugs do something to you. This is what I'm just showing you. And so when you go in these stores is just like this, man. These stores are exactly like this. They know that stuff in that store. They know that 80 to 90% of that stuff is no good. They know it. They know it. If you go to a big health, like a convention or something, where they have all these people for health, when you go, and there's going to be all these booths talking about health, there's going to be no prevention booths there. There's going to be no booths there to get you to eat better, to lose weight, or anything like that. All the booths there is going to be liposuction after you mess your body up, liposuction, surgeries. Everything there is going to be to mess yourself up, but we'll fix it. No prevention. This is why the plant-based vegan movement, we had to create our own conventions that's pushing prevention, because when our doctors and stuff would go to those conventions, they just didn't like them. There's a lot of plant-based doctors. You can watch a presentation I did over here with my favorite plant-based doctors, and those doctors will tell you that they can't go to these medical conventions because all they push is laser surgery, breast enlargement, liposuction, surgeries and pills and pharmaceuticals. That's it. No, nothing about taking care of yourself. So, G-Ra, there's nothing you can do for him but tell him straight out. You got to change the way you eat. And the more cold you are with it, the better. The more you try to explain it to him and plead with him, it won't work. The only thing will work is for you to say, listen, if you don't change the way you eat, it's going to get worse. And that's it. Don't say nothing else. Hey, if you don't change the way you eat and eat better, eat more fruits and vegetables, it's going to get worse. What can I tell you? Because anything else you're doing, you're actually making it worse. You got to be the one to help him try to hit a wall before he hit a wall. So you're like you see how you said, whoa, that's cold. You see, that's because I have to create that wall for you to hit I have to paint, like if you're a young man out here in Chicago, I have to try to paint you in prison already, or you getting shot already. I have to, because you don't know that, and that's where you're going. So the only way I can try to get you from gangbang and stuff, I have to paint it as ugly as and as cold as possible. I have to make it as close to when the judge say 30 years. So I have to be like, hey, don't worry about it. You're going to get 30 years, you're going to be gone. And then that's it. And then I'm doing that to replace the real 30 years. That's not going to be, it's not going to be nice. If your uncle go and they say, you know, you got to go to dialysis and stick them needles in you, that's not going to be nice either. It's going to be horrible. So you have to paint a disaster for him. That's the only thing maybe can make him sit and say, man, I don't want to just die like that, you know? And if you put it hard and he change, he's going to love you forever. Like, man, I love you so much, man. Man, when you came here and told me, hey, can I have all your stuff? Because if you keep eating like that, you're finna be out of here. Ain't nothing I can do. You're on your way to the hospital or the morgue or nursing home. What can I tell you? Because if he's got ulcers, he's definitely got polyps. He definitely almost got some type of colon cancer. There's no doubt about that. There ain't no way he got ulcers and his colon is fine. His colon is burnt, got holes in it, got sores. There's no way he got sores in his stomach and he don't have sores in his colon. So you when you go plant-based, the first thing people want to deal with is protein. Protein, 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 because protein is what the system have used to sell their products. They've used protein to sell their products. When I was little, they used, you're going to grow big and strong so eat cornflakes. And the government milk, they used to say build strong bones. They can't say that anymore because scientifically milk doesn't grow strong bones. So if you watch, they will not say that. So they had to stop saying that. So they started doing commercials where they show you skinny, got milk, and then they show you big. And they just insinuating and make you big, but they can't actually say that because for most Black people, we're lactose intolerant. There's only a couple of tribes in East Africa that have been raising cows for centuries that are tolerant to lactose, but a good 80 to 90% of Black Africans or Black people, we're lactose intolerant. That's why if you ever know in a Black neighborhood, and you be young and all of a sudden you just don't drink milk no more. As a matter of fact, in the Black community growing up, when I grew up in the 60s, I was born in 1958, the only reason I consumed milk because my cereal was in it. I actually never really drank milk. The only milk I drank was after I ate my cereal and drank. I never got up in the morning and drank no milk. I got up in the morning, got some cereal, poured milk in my cereal. Think about it. The majority of milk that Black Americans have consumed growing up was in their cereal. Think about it. I never remember just pouring a glass of milk. And sometimes you try to get chocolate milk, but chocolate milk couldn't beat water, Kool-Aid, or soda. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, if you had to choose between a glass of milk and a Coca-Cola, the Coke is going to win every time. which is unfortunate. And so this is what they would sell: protein, protein, protein. So when the fear, because it's a fear, okay, when the fear hit the industry, that a lot of people might go plant-based vegan, they began to panic. The smart ones like Borden's, they went and invested in silk and started making soy milk, almond milk, and cashew milk. They were smart. Some of the others been tanking, losing money. The milk industry has been slowly crashing. The dairy industry is slowly, 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 slowly going down. People began to move more towards chicken and fish and seafood, and definitely backed up off of pork. And a lot of people had to back up off of beef because it wasn't really working for them with their weight and their stomach and issues they were having. So people tried to clean it up a little bit. But one of the things that was always said: how do you get your protein? 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 And that's understandable because the system always mistaught the public about protein. So they made you think you have to eat beef to get protein. And they never really brought up, you know, the reality of the situation. And they use these commercials and things to really just stop you from thinking. So when people say, how do you get your protein? They're basically not really thinking, because they're going to say, you got to eat steak and stuff to get your protein, but then they never think, well, where does this guy get his protein from? Where's this cow, which is a female, I think, but it might be a bull. I think it's a cow. Yes, a cow. So well, no, that might be a male, but they got the ears tagged ready to sell it for beef. So it's about to be sold. But where did this animal get its protein? Why is that never addressed? Where did the animals that they want me to consume for protein, where are they getting their protein from? Where are these animals getting their protein? Why is that not never discussed? Like, where is this elephant getting its protein from? It does not eat deers. It does not eat animals. They won't really argue the fact because nobody really never brings it up, right? So nobody never brings it up. And so nobody challenges them much, G-Rod. There is really no challenges. Uh, Nobody challenges it because most of the people they're around eat the same way they eat. So when I'm around family members or in-laws or whoever, these conversations never come up. They never come up. I never end up having conversations with them because most of us that are uh, plant-based, I don't engage in that. There's first off, it's improper. So I don't really discuss these things. I only discuss these things on my live stream. That's it. or post. But face to face, I don't discuss these things because it's improper. There's no place to discuss it. You're going to be wasting a lot of time. So I don't discuss these things. It's just a waste. It's a waste of time. And the way we eat is called self improvement, and it's all about concentrating on yourself. So if you don't concentrate on yourself, I mean, what you eat don't make me go to the toilet. So what you put in your stomach has nothing to do with what I put in my stomach. And the main thing is self care, not other people care, not trying to get other people to save their lives. I cannot get you to save your life. I cannot get you to avoid the hospitals. I can't do that. There's no need of me wasting my time. I can only help you when you come to me for help. Because when you come to me for help, when you're not feeling well and you say, man, nephew, man, I ain't been feeling that good. Now you open up for some dialogue. But other than that, there's nothing I could do. In most cases, a lot of times, the people that's trying to save people usually don't stay on their eating plan themselves. They're burning so much external energy that they're not, taking care of themselves. And so there's nothing you could tell them, but the facts is all there. When they say protein, the facts is there. And now, a lot of the arguments that I used to hear, I've been plant based now 47 years. I started in 1978. So in 2028, that'll be 50 years. And many of the arguments that they had back then have been already totally have been destroyed. But if people have been keeping up with what's going on, I'm not going to tell them I'm not going to do it, because it's just really nothing you could do about somebody that just, when they want to do what they want to do, um, how you going to get somebody to stop doing what they want to do? You're just burning energy and wasting energy. But when it comes to protein, if you see the muscles on this giraffe, I mean, it's all self explanatory. These animals are getting plenty of protein. So tonight we're talking about protein. How can you get adequate protein when you're on a plant based way of eating? Now, the first thing you want to know when you go on plant based is you want to make sure you're getting all your vitamins and nutrients and protein. Protein is made, there is no, they say it's protein, but your body really kind of creates the protein from the food. So they really showing you how much protein your body will create when you eat this. And I'll talk about that one day too, what you're really consuming. But when it comes to protein, uh, most of the plant-based foods you eat, they're going to have protein, are going to have other things. So the plants all have a variety of nutrients in it, with some more elevated than this one and some more elevated than that one. So this one might got a little more vitamin A, This one got the vitamin C, the potassium. Some of them got a lot. And so that's why there was a saying, variety is the spice of life. But you do want to make sure that you get adequate protein, whether you're plant based or not. For a lot of doctors now are telling people that eat meat, they are telling them that they need to, the new thing is they need to combine their protein. So top doctors are saying now that you need to have plant protein with your meat because they're saying there are some stomach issues with the meat by itself. So they're advising you now to eat rounded meals. Uh, a lot of doctors are advising you to eat a rounded variety. They're advising you to make sure you get a certain amount of plant protein, beans and things like that. And so, uh, yeah, right, right, right. Because only plant protein has the 9 essential amino acids. So that's pretty much what you're eating is amino acids. Yeah. Meat doesn't have all of the amino acids in it. You're 100% correct. And so plant protein is very important. Um, you can get it simple just by eating rounded. There's a lot of things, split peas. Make sure you get your split peas, your chickpeas, your quinoa. Make sure you eat beans and rice. Beans and rice. This is why all over the world beans and rice is so popular, especially in Africa, the Caribbean, like that, because beans and rice combined create an excellent form of plant protein. So beans and rice, there's many things that will give you protein. Broccoli contains some protein. Pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds is also good for your testosterone and your sex drive. So pumpkin seeds is a must. I would advise men to eat pumpkin seeds at least 3 to 5 times a week, or 4 to 5 times a week. I would advise you, just eat a few in your hand. You don't have to eat them like crazy, but I would advise you to, get some pumpkin seeds. And when you get up in the morning, maybe when you have your juice or whatever, take in the pumpkin seeds for men, right? And the goji berries, figs, sprouts have a lot of protein. When the horses lose a lot of weight and they want to bulk up, right? So they want to buck up the horses, they give them alfalfa sprouts. So you say, women think you can't sustain pregnancy while vegan, but I've done it 4 times, plus with twins. Well, they're not, Mama Empress, they're not informed. So they're not informed. So they're kind of guessing. So they're kind of guessing that situation because a lot of people in America are overweight, but not don't have adequate protein. You see, being fat doesn't equal protein. So a lot of people think because they're overweight and big that they have protein, but the fact is you're overweight and flabby, you're not building muscle. You're not building muscle. So there's a lot of things that can help. Sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, avocado, sweet potatoes, almonds, maca root, cauliflower, barley grass, Brazil nuts, romaine lettuce, spinach, asparagus, green peas, sesame seeds, chia seeds, sunflower seeds, watercress, mushrooms. Spirulina is really good, and quinoa. Now, all you have to do is incorporate this stuff into your food, that making sure you're getting this, at least 5, 6 times a day in your food. I mean, a week in your food, and you'll be fine. Now, in my case, I'm headed towards 70. And what happens is that when people, men, especially black men, when they reach about 62, they begin to decline with their cognitive situations, with their balance, with their strength. Even the strong ones, if they don't maintain a certain way, it begins to decline. So what I decided to do was, instead of declining, I decided to build more muscle. And so for the last maybe 5 or 6 years, 5 for sure, and I've been uh, working to build muscle. And what I did was, because I wasn't exercising and stuff a lot, I went really slow. So I made it a long, slow, like 7 to 10 year thing. So I stretched it out. So right now I'm only on like year 5, but I consider it year 3 of going hard. I started to go harder. But the first thing I did was just get my body used to just doing a little exercise, because I didn't think it was wise to take an old heart, right, at 60 something years old, and start trying to go in the gym and keep raising my heart rate like that when my heart is not used to doing that since I was 40. So that's like 20 years of no exercise. So I decided to go slow and spend like 2 years just getting my body used to some exercise first, right? So for 2 years, I got my body used to doing some exercise. And then I started to go hard. So, and I only went so hard. So, like 3 years ago, I went kind of hard. And 2 years ago, I went a little bit harder. And then after that, I started going like really, really hard. And right now, that's where I'm at, where I'm going hard, but still not as hard as I'm going to be going next year, but almost there. I'm taking breaks. I'm not going to the gym every day. I'm making sure I don't have gym injuries. People hurt their shoulders, hurt their wrists, over whooping, trying to do too much. But I'm saying that to say, so in order to do that, I had to increase my protein. But I had to increase my protein intake just based on the workouts. So based on the workouts, that's what made me have to increase my protein to match the workout to build the muscle. So a couple of years ago, what I did was, because even if you're not fat, you'll still have fat on your body. So I still have fat on my body, right? Even though I was skinny, I'm slim. But I still had a little pudgy stomach because I had surgeries when I got stabbed. And my legs wasn't really muscular like that. My arms were not really muscular. My all of this was not really muscular. And so instead of trying to work out to get rid of a lot of fat, I went on a fast, and I weighed myself. And I let the fast burn the fat. And then I went and replaced it with muscle. So I'm going to be doing another fast this summer, like a watermelon and juice, or watermelon and water fast. And what that does, that burns the fat. That way I don't got to burn all the fat in the gym. I don't have to use the gym to burn the fat. I just put on my plastic like sweat sauna suit, put on my sauna suit, eat watermelon, go out when it's warm, ride bike, stuff like that, and then let the fat, let my body eat all the fat because your body stores fat in case you can't find food. So then when you stop eating food, your body starts eating that fat. So this summer, maybe June, as soon as it gets warm, I'm going to go on like maybe a week or two, just watermelon every now and then, and liquid, lemon, maple syrup, and cayenne. You know, water, lemon, maple syrup, and cayenne drink. I'll drink that and I'll burn some more fat and I'll work out hard. I don't go to the gym in the summertime because it's too many people. And ever since the pandemic, I'm not doing crowds. So I'll work out at the office, at home, outside. I'll work out hard. And then when everybody goes back to work towards, and everybody goes back to school towards the middle of August, I'm going to be really go hard in the gym this fall, this coming fall and winter. And so I've been increasing my protein so that my home workouts and my lifting give me more energy and grows more muscle. It's been working because I wasn't this wide, I wasn't this strong like I am now. So I've gotten way, way stronger than I was for like 5 years ago. Built a lot of strength. Uh, I go on my phone, I save all of my numbers of how many times I lifted, um, how much weight I lifted. And what I've noticed is since I've been on that process and doing, uh, eating right, when I don't go to the gym, I cannot go to the gym 3 months. And then when I go back, I noticed last time I could lift the same weight and sometimes even get more reps than I was getting the last time I was in the gym. Now, some things I have to build up. But if I go back to the gym and if, let's say, if I was doing 50 reps of this at a certain weight, I might go back and only could do 30 the first day. If I take a day off and go the next day, I might do 60. So I'll surpass what I did months ago. I thought that was amazing. So I've been consuming, I've been increasing uh, my protein consumption. But not only have I been increasing my protein consumption, I've been making sure I get all of the vitamins and nutrients. I've been like studying it. I'm making sure I get the vitamin C, the vitamin D, the K2, the zinc, every vitamin. I make sure that I get it in the food and I supplement it. So I've been supplementing. I don't want my body to be missing nothing. Niacin, iron. For my iron, I do blackstrap molasses. I do blackstrap molasses like I just take a little bit, like twice a week. You know what I'm saying? Of blackstrap molasses. I'll take like twice a week, right? Um, I usually get the robust one and just put a little bit in whatever you drink, and you can blend up in your juice or whatever, just a little bit, because too much iron to make you constipated. But instead of iron vitamins, I get it from blackstrap molasses, right? And that's the original one. But I try to use the robust one. I try to find that one. and I try to get the robust one, which has a little bit more kick to it, right? So I just use this. Sometime I won't use it for a couple of weeks because I say iron, could make you constipated. So, but I do make sure I get a little bit all the time, and I've been doing my protein shakes and making sure uh, that I'm consuming a wide variety of food so I can get my proteins. These are the fruits that are highest in proteins: guava, avocado. I eat avocado often. This summer, I will be increasing my guava intake, apricots, kiwi, blackberries. I can't find oranges with seeds, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I do bananas often, cantaloupe, raspberry, and peaches. I can't find good peaches too often either. But these are some of the fruits that you can get protein from. People don't know there's protein in fruit. And so I've been increasing my protein intake. A good way to increase your protein intake was with oats. You could get the roll oats or the steel cut. The steel cut, most weightlifters prefer the steel cut, so slight an advantage, but not much. So you could go with either one, the roll oats, the steel cuts. What I'll do is I'll go to the store. I'll get the organic roll oats. Once I use them up, the next time I go, I get the steel cut. So I like to run various things through my body just to make sure. So I never buy the same oats. And right now I got to get some more oats. I haven't been adding oats until my protein shakes now for a couple of months. I ran out. I didn't go get any more. But my protein shakes have so much different stuff in it. It'll be all right. But I definitely got to go get some more. And there's a lot of ways to get your protein, as you can see: walnuts, chia seeds, chickpeas, lentils, flax seeds, barley. So the seeds are always good. The seeds are always good to consume if you want to make sure you're getting enough protein. The kidney beans are good. Of course, the hemp seeds is like some of the best. Soybeans, almonds, black beans. So beans and seeds and nuts will help you tremendously maintain an adequate level of proteins, right? So make sure, you have those for snacks. Dark chocolate is good for you. So, ladies, maybe find you some dark chocolate covered almonds, maybe some dark chocolate covered pecans. And so now you're getting the benefits of the chocolate and you're getting the protein from the pecans. You can tailor this to help yourself. And so, but it's very important to maintain all of your vitamins and nutrients, and definitely maintain your protein, right? For the men, that plant based protein is going to increase your testosterone some, help with your sex drive, and things like that. Ladies, that fruit with the protein is going to increase your sex drive, your stamina, while at the same time cleansing you and keeping your colon from being clogged up, which is going to help decrease your chances of getting polyps in your colon. This fruit will go in there. And if there is beginning to be like a mark in your colon or some type of small damage, this fruit will repair these small sores before they become polyps, before you go to stage 1, colon cancer. because colon cancer is not a joke. Okay, it's something you have to take serious. Okay, so you want to keep your colon clean. That's another reason why stuffing certain things into your colon is not that wise. Okay, you want to keep your colon clean, and there are certain things that you could use. Um, Protein powders, plant-based protein powders are all right every now and then. I use them often, but I can't advise somebody to use them often. You got to use them. So, but the main thing is you don't want to have the ones that have certain ingredients in them. There's certain ingredients that can cause your colon some problems. That's why you want to use plant-based. I used to use this one. I haven't seen them in a while. I think they went out of business. You see it say no stevia. I don't like stevia because some people have like feel funny when they use stevia. That was the one I used to use. Now I use one that only has like 6 ingredients in it that I use, and I don't use it every day. I give my colon some time, and I give my kidneys time to rejuvenate. You don't want your kidneys constantly cleaning powders. But this is the one I use right now because it only has 6 ingredients, plant-based ingredients, and it's going to be friendly to my kidneys. I don't want no whole bunch of ingredients in it, right? So this is the one I use. I'll show it to you again. This stuff is very expensive too, so you know I'm slowly weaning myself off of it and making my own protein powders, right? So I'm going into the next level with this, making my own protein powders. I'm back on tofu because I found out that science had misquoted tofu and estrogen, and there's 2 types of estrogen, and you have the estrogen that's good for you, then you have the estrogen that's not really that good for you. And we were just saying estrogen, not knowing that there is an estrogen that uh, is good for you. So there's an estrogen that adds too much uh, feminine qualities to men, and then there's an estrogen that adds masculine. Uh, so I got back on tofu and soy, finding out that they were misteaching about it. So there's been some miseducation about soy and all that, which is a shame. You know what I'm saying? So there's been some miseducation on that. So I got back on that. And that's going great. That was a good thing to do. I got back on soy, and I'm happy about that. There is products out here that also uh, where you can get a lot of protein that's not soy. I'm trying to pick this up. Last time I tried to order it, it was not in the store. So I'm trying to get this. I'm going to try again this week. Okay. In every little serving, you get 64 grams of protein, I think. I'm not sure if that's in this whole box, but I know it's very high in protein, and it's a soy free. It's made like soy, but it's not soy. Um, it's keto friendly, and it's straight plant based. So this is a new product coming out of Canada, I might not be able to get it thanks to Donald Trump. So we might not, and it might be an arm and a leg. So I don't know. I know they're pissed. I know it's hurting their business. But I'm going to try to order that. If I do, I will come over here and show it to y'all and go live and show it to you. But you do want to get adequate protein into your body. This is very important because you have to have everything, as I keep saying, you have to have everything in your body to be able to maintain your health. So you must be rounded, and you must consume a variety of things in your body in order to maintain health. And protein is one of the things you have to do. You have to study these things. And you have to make sure you can't just be plant-based. You have to work hard to, maintain this protein, okay? You have to work hard. And like I said before, they have miseducated us on tofu. Okay. So they miseducated us on tofu and gave us the wrong information. Here is the correct information on estrogen.
Testosterone. There's this myth, isn't there, that, the age of the soy boy, if you go vegan, your testosterone will plummet. Is there any credibility to that claim?
My answer is this. I say, look, if soya reduces fertility and testosterone, let's think about the country that eats and consumes the most soya. That is by far China. What's the population of China? When they've got 1.5 billion people. The truth is, soya and things like that, they have these things called phytoestrogens. They're not estrogen, they are phytoestrogen. They look like estrogen. So whereas estrogen kind of feminizes us and makes us grow more, phytoestrogen binds to those receptors and blocks them. That's why we use them in things like tamoxifen, which is an anti-cancer, breast cancer drug. So the more of the phytoestrogens you have, the less estrogen effects you're going to have in your body. You actually become more male and more virile than if you didn't have them. It's just not true that soya diminishes your testosterone and your masculinity. It's completely the reverse.
So you see, they taught us that's wrong. It's two different estrogen, and it's not estrogen according to this doctor. So a lot of times people haven't been giving us the correct information. So once I seen this doctor, I went back and I began to really cook my tofu again and stuff like that because it was the wrong information that we was given. I'm going to show this again later for brothers that's watching. They gave us the wrong information on estrogen, even the pronunciation. They say estrogen, but according to this doctor, it's estrogen. And he's been to medical school, so I'll take his word for it. And so he's saying everything they taught us about soy and tofu is absolutely wrong. Very interesting. He had the facts to back it up. So that's Dr. Chidi. Shout out to Dr. Chidi for that great information. And so, all you have to do is eat right. There is a lot of people, and they're getting, we have many, many top bodybuilders and weightlifters that are plant based. And they're winning major awards and building major muscle. And so you can definitely get more than enough protein. And what they've been saying all these years has been wrong. These guys have broke records. He says he's get the sprouted tofu from Trader Joe's. Good point, Big Lon. I do not go to Trader Joe's enough, bro. And that's a mistake because Trader Joe's has some great products in it. And I'm glad you said that because I got to go shopping and I'm going to have to go to Trader Joe's more often. Last time I was in Trader Joe's was about a few months ago. And I said, why don't I come in here more? Why don't I come in here more? So Big Lon, you know, has a lot of information about this. He's pretty much a pro when it comes to health and building muscle. That's why he's Big Lon. Hey, that's why you Big Lon, not Little Lon, right? So y'all check out Big Lon. Do you have information on your channel? Because I need to follow your channel, bro. I need to follow your channel. Let me see what's going on. Okay, I'll subscribe to your channel, bro, from Body Sculpture Challenge, and I'll go subscribe from over here too. And yeah, that's why he's Big Lon, because he's big time when it comes to eating and health. And so they've been lying to us. You can do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? My muscle has increased a lot. I'm 67. I'll be 68 in February, which is like right around the corner. You know, time's going so fast. And before I know it, I'll be 70 years old. And I'm increasing my muscle. We have some of the strongest men in the world are plant based, right? And they've been giving us pretty much the wrong information concerning plant based and taking care of yourself, right? And so now we know this information is incorrect. And so we're going full steam ahead. A lot of older brothers, your testosterone is going to go down, your sex drive is going to go down. And so anything you could do to increase that is going to be great. And plants are really a good way. Mama says, I'm trying to get my 58-year-old father to start eating healthier. Yeah, so he won't be like my father. You know, my father, I watched him wither away. He always was nice size. He ate meat regularly, but by the time he got in his 80s, the parasites and the stuff he ate, he went all the way the other way. When he passed away with skin and bones, he couldn't hold his food on his stomach. And everything they tell you about eating, every way that people eat here turned out to be a failure for my father and my mother. My mother died from cancer of the uterus, and that just wasn't from her eating. That's just many of these products are toxic. They're just putting anything in your makeup. They're just putting anything in your body sprays and your colognes and stuff. I mean, we're living in a time where money hungry people just don't care. They take their money, they invest in a product, they have it made in China. Nobody goes to see how it's being made. And there's no telling them nothing of the conditions of the product, what's in the product, the cleanliness of the places that's making the product. I mean, I see some of these videos where they're bottling water and stuff like that. It's just unbelievable. That's why I had to get a Berkey system and start filtering my own water. You know, I'm trying to get everything as clean as I could possibly get it myself. Because, I mean, I just don't feel like I could trust businesses anymore. I just don't feel like I don't feel like I could trust these businesses. I don't. I absolutely do not. And so, if you want to keep your protein up, you know, pumpkin seeds. I'll tell you something else too. Pumpkin seeds. Get some pumpkin seeds, brothers and sisters. Get raw pumpkin seeds. Get you a cast iron baking tray. Put the pumpkin seeds on there. Put them in the oven. Toast them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Grind up some Celtic salt. Sprinkle a little Celtic salt on them, right? Put them in a jar and give them to the children. Children love pumpkin seeds, as long as it's got a little salty taste. And, pumpkin seeds also drive out parasites. Yes, pumpkin seeds help rid your body of parasites. So for men, it's going to help your testosterone. It's going to help your whole situation going on down below. That's going to help you with erectile dysfunction, help you with different problems, urinating and things like that, right? Gonna stop the swelling down there with your prostate swelling. So for the shorties, I learned this from the African Hebrew Israelites. They would give the children, and they eat pumpkin seeds, which drive out the parasites out of your body. So I use pumpkin seeds pretty much daily, right? It might only be a couple days out of a week that I don't use them, that I use pumpkin seeds, right? For the men watching me, for us, protein, testosterone, all goes hand in hand, right? So if you want to increase your sexual health, these are some things that can help you: pomegranate, spinach, ginger, methi, almonds, and pumpkin seeds. Here we go again. And with the pomegranates, I get dark chocolate and I melt it. And then I put the pomegranates in it and then let it harden and just make like these pomegranate chocolate bars, which is very tasty but extremely healthy. Chocolate has a lot of benefits, right? So there's things you can do to definitely increase your protein. And it's very important to do it, men and women. It's very important to do it. It's very important to um, keep your protein up at a high level so you can feel strong and move around. Your body needs to constantly be uh, developing or using the protein that you consume. Okay, so this is very important for you so that you will be strong. You wanna be strong. And so what I've been doing is I've been, like I said, I use this protein powder here, right? I've been using this. It's only 6 ingredients. This is good stuff. I didn't want to be using these protein powders with 1,000 ingredients. I used this that I got from Big Long. Much respect. The last time I went to Trader Joe's, I bought this hemp protein powder, right? Shout out to Big Lon. But, Big Lon, I was like, you know what? I'm trying to wean myself off the system. So I made my own protein powder, right? Now, I'm gonna get a food processor so it'd be even more powdery, but it's good. I've been putting it in my drinks, And I made my own. This is the second jar I'm on. I just used up the first jar the other day. Once this gets so low, I'm going to make it again. So I've been making my own protein powder. And, just for you all, let me show you the process that I use to make my own protein powder. Positive energy all the time. And today I am making my own protein powder. Now, I'm going to give you all a peek at how I did it, and I'm going to walk you through it step by step. I figured I would try it. This is my first time making my own protein powder. I seen a young lady doing it on social media, and I decided that was a great idea. I have my small Hamilton Beach coffee grinder, and you might want to use something else, but I've been using that all the time. So I'm doing each seed and each substance by itself. The first thing I'm going to start out with is the kiwi, because I noticed that the kiwi makes a really powdery, dry, powdery blend. And the hemp has a lot of oil in it, so it's kind of gooey, kind of moist. So at the bottom of the jar, I want to put the more powdery substance first, and then put the hemp seeds on top of that, so that way the kiwi will help dry out the hemp seeds. Out of the ingredients I'm using, the two that has the most moisture and the most oil in it is the hemp seeds and the pumpkin seeds. The flax seeds and the kiwi are the most powdery. So at first, I'm going to blend up the kiwi. Check it out. Next, I'm going to do the hemp hearts, hemp seeds. That way I can put them on top of the drier substance so it can kind of balance out. And when I shake it up at the end and I store it, it could turn the hemp into a powder by absorbing some of that oil and some of that moisture. So I'm going to do the hemp seeds now. Check it out. The next thing I'm going to do is the flaxseed. The flax seeds are kind of powdery too, but it does have a little, you can tell there's a little moisture in the flax seeds, but not much. But they're not as dry as the quinoa. So I'm going to do the flax seeds now. Check it out. Next, I'm going to do the chia seeds. The chia seeds and the flax seeds are almost identical when it comes to moisture. It's not much difference. The chia seeds are not as gooey, if that's a good word, as the hemp seeds. The pumpkin seeds and the hemp seeds are almost close. So now I'm going to do the chia seeds. Check it out. Now next, I'm going to do the pumpkin seeds. Because like I said, the pumpkin seeds retain a lot of oil. And these pumpkin seeds are extremely good for you. So I always put the pumpkin seeds in my protein powders. Usually I buy my protein powder and I blend up my substances, and then I kind of mix it together with my protein powder that I buy from the store. But for the next 4 or 5 weeks, I'm going to try my own protein powder, and I'm not going to use that much of the protein powder I buy from the store. So check it out. We're going to do the pumpkin seeds. Now, to make sure I can get that moisture out of the hemp seeds and the pumpkin seeds, I'm going to do the kiwi again and put that on the top of the jar. Check it out. And now, because I really like the main ingredients to be hemp seeds and pumpkin seeds, I'm going to mix some hemp seeds and pumpkin seeds together and blend those up. And then that's going to be the final ingredient. All right. That's what it looks like. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? So all I'm going to do now is shake it up, and I will have a very powerful protein powder, freshly made, that I made myself. This is the second jar because when I made the first jar, my phone wasn't recording. So I had to do it all over again. So this is the second time I'm doing it. But now I got 2 jars of it. So that's a good thing. And look at that. I'm definitely saving money. And I can make it like I want because let's say I start using some of the powder, I can go blend up some black sesame seeds and dump it in there. And so as I use it up, I can change the substance and add different powders that I make myself and give myself a lot of different nutrition through my body by mixing half of the powder when I get down to half with a whole new fresh powder and just shake it up. So I just wanted to share that with you all. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure you hit that like button, share, subscribe, contribute to the channel. And remember, health is wealth. So take care of yourself. Yeah, so that's how I made my protein powder. It turned out really well. It turned out excellent, to be exact. It was fantastic. And I have this is my second jar. And what I'm going to do is when this gets down to here, I'm not going to have 2 jars of this sitting down. I'm going to be using it fresh. So now when I get down to here, I'm just going to blend up some other substances, put it in here, shake it up, and create a whole different protein powder, right? One of the things I'm going to put in when it gets low, I'm going to put some black sesame seeds in there. So I'm going to add some. I'm going to order some more of these black sesame seeds. You can get them on Amazon. You get a lot of them. This is a big bag, right? And when I lived in LA, when I moved to LA and I lived with the King's Chamber, a bunch of Rastas, we used to make our own nut milk. That's next. I'm going to get me a really good blender. I'm going to be making my own milk. So the protein powder people and the milk people, they will be totally out of business with me by the 1st of 2026. By the time the end of this year comes, I will be making my milk myself, and I will be making my protein powder myself. I'm into this whole self thing. I can't trust anybody but myself. So I'm going to get me a really nice blender, top of the line. We'll just go ahead and put out, $1,200 or whatever, because I need it to really work really well. I'm not going to be juicing anymore. I lose too much juicing. I can get a top of the line blender and get everything I need and just get a bag, cheesecloth or a nut bag. I can make it my own juice. Not only can I make my juice, I could take the pulp and use it for baking and cooking and all that. So I'm going to step my game up to the next level. I'll be making my own milk. So my milk will be like super duper powerful. It'll be fresh coconuts that I may put in there myself. It'll be like, I'll be able to make milk that they don't sell. They don't sell pecan milk. You can't get pecan milk. You can't get walnut milk. So it's going to be like I'm going to be making my own milks, my own pecan milk, my own plant-based milks myself, and my protein powder. So I can increase the nutrition like twofold. Myself. I'm saving so much money. I still got bags of the chia seeds and stuff, and I made 2 whole jars of this. And why keep going to buy protein powder when for much less I'm getting a whole bunch. It's fresh, and I'm making it the way I want. So protein, I'm not going to be buying that anymore. They want like $40 for that. Went for $40. I can get chia seeds and hemp seeds and flax seeds myself and blend them up and get like 4 times, 5 times. I don't even know how many times because I still got bags of the ingredients up there. And I already made 2 jars. They'll tell how many jars I'll make. So I'm saving money. Next time I run out of ingredients, I'm going to do the math and I'm going to keep up with how many jars I made. Well, I really could do it now because I made 2 jars. And I could just find out how many jars equals how much this is, right? This is 670 grams, 23.6 ounces. And I'm saving a fortune, I'm sure. And it's fresher. And I could change the ingredients based on what I feel like I need to put in my body this particular time. So I don't care to make all that stuff myself. I'd rather buy the equipment and make it myself. And I know where it comes from. It's fresh. And I could tailor it how I want it and save money. I could tailor my milk the way I want it. Because originally we made our own milk. When I first went plant-based back 47 years ago, we would get our almonds, soak them, take the brown cover off of them, put them in the blender, blend them up, maybe put some black sesame seeds in there, some dates, and we'd make our own milk. And I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to go back to that. I finally found the black sesame seeds, which are almost impossible to find. I found them on Amazon. Everywhere I went, they only had regular sesame seeds. It's very hard to find the black ones. And so, I just wanted to share that with you all because you can make sure that you have everything you need in your body to have all the nutrition you need, right? I also add sea moss into my drinks. And the sea moss just makes it even more powerful. So all you got to do is if you order this, right, from Red's Kitchen Sink, order the sea moss. They will send you a bag like this, and all you got to do is take like a third of that out of there and put it in a big bowl and soak it overnight. And then pour the liquid off of it, and then just throw it in the blender and begin to blend it up and start adding a little water, a little water, a little water, good water, not water out the sink, a little water until the blender is like almost full. Then pour it in a bowl and put it in the refrigerator, and it's going to turn to a gel, and you got the sea moss. Okay? You can have your own sea moss. You got the sea moss, right? And you can make your sea moss yourself. Right? And sea moss, if you add bladderwrack, you'll have everything in the body. Look at this. What are the 92 nutrients in sea moss? It is the best source of vitamins and trace minerals. Our body is composed of 102 minerals and nutrients. Sea moss contains 92 of these minerals, including magnesium, potassium, iodine, sulfur, calcium, selenium, fiber, copper, phosphorus, zinc, riboflavin, and manganese, all in sea moss. So why would I buy um, protein powders when I can make my own protein powders? I can make my own milk. I can add my sea moss. I can add my bladderwrack, and I would have 102. I would have every vitamin and nutrient in the human body in my milk or my protein drink. You can't get that in the store, okay? You're not gonna get that in the store. So why not just create your own nutrient situation? Do your protein shakes in the morning. In the evening, do a drink, a fruit drink that's maybe it's got your chlorella in it and your spirulina. Then that's gonna be some more nutrients, and you'll be like a Superman, a superwoman. You know, my nails grow kind of long. And I'm not kidding y'all. Since I increased my nutrition input, my nails are growing extremely fast. They're hard and they're growing fast. And I've never, ever cut my nails as an adult. Because every time my nails would get so long, they would just break off. So I ain't cut them. I just let them grow and they break and I just pull them off. I have to cut my nails now. Something I'm not used to doing. Because if I don't cut them, they won't break anymore. And I'll be looking like Dracula. I kid you not. They just keep growing from all that vitamins and nutrients. You can tell the difference. After like 36 months of that, you will know the difference. Right? So look, share this with everybody. Support the channel, right? Share this with everyone. Right? We got to get our people in shape. We got to get our people to eat better. Right? Support the channel. Cash App, PayPal, and share this with everybody. Let's try to, increase, chop it up, put it on your other social media. I don't care. Chop the parts you think are very important. Chop it up. Let's get it to the community. Let's try to save some lives. Let's try to get our people in better shape. Let's try to get our people in the gym. Try to get our people to live better. And if you're watching this and you're having the trouble changing the way you eat, just go get the easiest way to become a vegan at www.veganintel.com. If you grab this will help you tremendously. All you have to do is follow these steps. Let's say you don't really want to necessarily be vegan, but you want to clean it up. This is the way to do it. This is a way for you to change the way you eat and eat better without upsetting your lifestyle, without forcing yourself, without putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation where you don't know what to eat and now you're hungry or you're malnourished because you tried to do it on your own. This is the way. This is the number one way in the world to become plant-based. It's a slow process. You can take steps so you don't have to worry about making a change. Because when you make the change, you have to learn how to shop different. You have to learn how to cook different. You have to find out what to eat, where to eat it. In that time, you could be really hurting yourself nutritionally because you didn't cut out everything you eat, trying to go vegan and don't know what you're doing. And you can't just stop and just go vegan. It can't be done. Out of 100 people, only 10 will be able to do that. Because when you get off of eggs, everything got eggs in it. When you get off dairy, 300 items got dairy in it. So you can't just get off dairy. When you've been eating dairy and you're not aware what has dairy in it and what doesn't, and when you start finding out what has dairy in it, you're like, well, what am I supposed to eat? My bread got dairy, or my dairy, my pancakes got dairy, everything. Well, if you follow this way, it'll be a long time before you even get to dairy. You're going to take the nice, slow steps, make it easy. Oh, all I got to do is get off pork. Yeah, just get off pork first and eat everything but pork. Don't try to eat better. Just concentrate on eliminating one thing. Eat everything except that one thing. That's this process right here, and it works as foolproof. So go to www.veganintel.com and get the easiest way to become a vegan. This is the best way. www.veganintel.com, the easiest way to become a vegan. All right? Good night. Eat right. Health is wealth. So take care of yourself.
Peace, health, and longevity. If you want to consume more plant-based foods, if you want to abstain from junk foods, if you want to consume fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and herbs, and avoid dead flesh, artificial flavors and colorings, sweeteners, anything that is unreal basically, purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan by Pharaoh Ramesses El Aton, who has been a vegan 40 plus years. He will take you step by step on how to abstain from the junk foods, how to abstain from the dead flesh, the chicken, the turkey, the pork, beef, and all sorts of animal products. Purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan, to eat more natural. Remember that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. Let food be your medicine and let medicine be your food. Consume of every fruit-bearing and herb-bearing tree. Unto you it shall be for meat. Purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan by Pharaoh Ramesses El Aton. Peace, health, and longevity.